Alright, so today we're working on our 2000 Chevy Astro van. It has this overhead console that tells you your temperature and what direction you're going and that kind of stuff. And when it says OC, out of calibration, that's not a good thing. It is telling you with the C on the left side that you should calibrate it, but the sensor is bad and it won't accept a calibration. So we're going to change the sensor today, and hopefully I'll be able to show you how we can do that pretty simply. Turn the key off. Alright, so I was just starting to disassemble it, and I thought, well, I'd take a picture of it for somebody else who might need it. That is your sensor. It's clipped onto the front of your radiator support behind your grill. So you need to take out the screws across the grill, and you're going to have to take, I already took one light out. You're going to have to take this out, and you can see there's a screw back in there. Make sure you got to take that out. You should have a screw there. Mine is missing, I'm not sure why. But once you take those out, you should be able to pull the grill straight off. So I will do that and then take another picture here. Okay, so to get this light out, there's two screws I removed here. Pull it straight out this way. It's going to hinge on that corner, and then pull it straight out. That's the tab that locks into that hole right there, so just pull it straight out. Now you have two wires, and you should be able to turn this clockwise. Yeah, so I turned it that way and then pulled it straight out. And on this, I'm going to push this tab right here with my thumb and turn it clockwise and then pull straight up. There you go. Out of the way. There's your light. There's your pocket. There's the screw you got to get out. There's the other screw you have to get out. Okay, I'm going to start taking these screws out now. For a tool, I'm going to use this guy right here. So that's a 7mm socket, 1/4 inch drive. I'm using the T-handle because that happens to be convenient. You can use something else if you want. It's going to go right on there. We'll turn it counterclockwise to get it out, like that. And it's going to come right out of there. You just snug those down. You don't have to turn them very tight. If you turn them very tight, you may strip them off, break them off, whatever. Cause more problems than it's worth. So for this whole job, you're only going to need 7mm socket to get that out. A Phillips screwdriver, that's the one with the cross on the point, to get the screws out of the lights that we looked at a minute ago. And you're going to need the replacement sensor that looks like this right here. It's just a plug-in, and that's what's mounted right underneath here on your radiator support. It's clipped on with that clip right there. So the brand of this particular one is Airtex. I don't know if you can read that in the part number under 5S. S as in Sam 1133. And I got that online at rockauto.com. So it's a little bit of labor, but it's a simple job. Alright, so all the screws are out. You pretty much grab the front of that grill and pull it straight out like that. Come on out there, baby. Wires hooked up. There we go. And our grill is now in our hands. This is kind of fragile, so make sure you set it down somewhere where dogs and kids are not going to be stepping on it, or you for that matter. And now, after all of that work, we get right to our sensor. It's a little better angle. Pull this clip off, which it's been on here for 10 years at this point, so we'll see how stiff it is. Look at that. Comes off. That slides up. There's the old sensor. It's a little bit longer than the new one, but supposedly they both will work. So that goes away. New one goes in its place. Make sure the connectors look the same. And they do, which is great. So I will pop that back on there, and we will be good to go. Then it's put back the things that we just took apart, and then do the calibration per the owner's manual, which is basically drive the thing in a circle, I think, for the directional part of it. And I'm assuming the temperature piece, you probably don't have to calibrate at all, but we'll see. So good luck. All right, so one last point, that now that I've examined this a little bit, if you look at the terminals down in there, they're just a little bit green. And if I look at this, which is not going to show up on the camera, but this side in particular, it's got just a little bit of like fuzzy stuff on it. So I'm thinking I'm going to try and clean those out with baking soda and vinegar and a paper clip bent to where it's open, where I can stick it down in there gently and scrub that out a little bit, because if that is fuzzy and has corrosion on it, that actually might be what the problem is. The sensor might be alright, and it's just got a bad connection on it, because this plug sits upright, so if any liquid gets in it, you could see how that would be a bad thing, because it can't get out. It's like a glass of water that's pointed up. So I will put some dielectric grease on it after I clean it, and I'll probably just clean it, dry it off. I've got some contact cleaner that I can use, or if you don't have a contact cleaner to get the cleaning agent back out of it, you might try like compressed air that you have for cleaning your personal computer or something like that. So I'll dry it off, I'll put some dielectric grease on it, and then put the new sensor on it. And before assembling anything back, I'll go turn the van on, make sure the readout looks reasonable in the van, and then if it does, I'll go ahead and put it back together. Alright, so I got my cleaning materials. I'm going to use toothbrush, some parts cleaner, and dielectric grease. After I'm done cleaning it, I will use that to pack in the end of the connector, and that will keep any water out for the next time. Alright, so I cleaned my connector and plugged in the new sensor. I turned the key on, and now look what I got. I got a temperature reading, and I know that that's about right. So the C is okay, because that's telling me calibrate for north, south, east, west. But the temperature, which was what was screwed up before, is now working correctly. So that tells me I'm good to go. Alright, so I took the sensor back off after doing our test a minute ago. I will take the dielectric grease and I will fill that opening with grease, so that when I plug it into those little connectors there, it'll be fully packed full of grease, and I won't have a water problem in the future, even though it is sitting upside down, which is kind of a goofy design, but as opposed to going the other way so the water runs out. But anyways, that's it. That's the last test I got. While I had the front end off, I put some undercoating on it where it was rusting a little bit, because you don't take the front end off of it too often, so squirted some of that in there. Those bulbs, I'll just wipe them off with a paper towel before I put them back in. They're not halogen, so you don't have to worry about touching them with your fingertips or anything, making them blow out. You just want to clean them so that you can see. That's it.